evening, everybody. Saturday, the 2nd of May, second day of summer 2020. And we're just kicking off an omnibus edition of our Meitheal daily online sing-song for the soul.
Sounds very fancy.
So just checking that we have a live feed. And if you've just coming,
Don't hear it.
Say
Here.
the which?
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, no, I think it's we're up and running. So again, we just need to get some clarification that we're live.
Let us know if you're out there. See if you can find that. I can't.
Oh, hold on, what you have to do is just stroke it down and see if it comes in live. Okay, so we're in live now, 1 minute in.
So just do something there for me. I did that. It didn't come in. I wonder why. So
it'll probably begin. So we're just checking here that we have a feed. Kill the volume on this. And okay. So it's live for me at the moment.
yeah, that should be here.
That's it.
That's it. Now it's just in. It takes a while. Let's see here if I can hear you. Yeah, we are.
Okay, so welcome once more. If you're one of our regular participants, welcome back again. When we started this back in March 17, it was both dark here in Ireland and it was still quite wet. We'd had a long period of wet weather, so we've been blessed at the moment that the weather's relatively good. Well, it's good, and blotches of rain perhaps over the last 24 hours, but
Lovely
turned out
evening
nice
again.
this evening. We've had a nice walk along the shore today.
Yeah.
And, nice walk in the sea. The water's getting warmer all the time. We're on a promise to bring our togs down and get into the wild Atlantic. Once we get in, we'll be set for the year, I hope. So
Okay, good evening. How are you all? Welcome to Paul Flaherty from Cork and to Teresa Laverty from Ballybuffet. So let us know if you're there, who else is here. But we're going to start off with, anyway, just to tell you the songs we're doing tonight. So we've got all of the songs we've done so far, plus the new ones we're learning at the moment. So we've got Fiddler's Green, Fields of Gold, Nancy Spain, Song for Ireland, The Fields of Athenry, The Galway Girl, The Galway Shawl, The Town I Love So Well, The Jug of Punch, Grace, and The Speed of Loneliness.
okay, so as you can see, we've been
Marion McFadden, hello, Galway Girl.
So over the last 2 weeks or so, we've been at this concept that at 7:30 every evening, we've had a space where we tried to set aside a couple of songs and develop some competency with them, learn to play them, learn to sing them, and learn to enjoy them. And as a couple of people have mentioned, the very fact when the words are up on the screen, you're singing along. Many people have experienced these songs in new ways for the first time. Because, a lot of time we see songs, we general images of songs, yet sometimes words when they're placed on the screen jump out and they trigger off other associations. Higher reactions on that. So what we've been doing, and we started off initially with one song, The Jug of Punch, and then after a couple of days we took on to practice The Fields of Athenry. And then we moved on to expand that. We took on 3 songs, Nancy Spain, Song for Ireland, The Town I Love So Well. And then after a number of days then we took on Fiddler's Green, Fields of Gold and The Galway Girl. And I think yesterday for the first time then we took on another 3 songs, which were The Galway Shawl, Grace and Speed of the Sound of Loneliness. So all in all, suddenly we have 11 songs there that we've all had a bit of a go at. So hopefully that's what we're going to, essentially, how are you, Nancy? You're welcome. So essentially that's what we're going to do, is like this idea of an omnibus edition.
And Dave Kelly there,
Hiya Dave.
your son.
Yeah, so just to say that I had this idea yesterday, again, in terms of just expanding the concept of what this can be. The idea of a desert island discs. I'm not sure where that concept fits in other countries, etc. But it used to be a radio program many years ago when some person would come on and they would choose a number of songs and talk about those songs, and that's the songs that would be played on that program, the records or whatever. So I had this idea that you might pick 5 songs out of the songbooks that we have, the 500 songs there, and say, okay, that we would then take those songs depending on whoever had made the proposition, and we try them of a night and see how it is. So I often wonder if people think if we're serious or if we're just messing. We're not. We're messing all the time. We're very serious about our messing. So I want to thank Natalie Bright from Machete near Dortmund for being the first to respond. But we'll come back to that. We're going to start with a song first. The Wild Side of Life. We'll just start that before we get into doing our songs. Maybe as people are coming along, we'll just let that happen. So we'll just settle in. So that song. Well, we just have to find it. So there's a couple of other variations that we've been working on during the day as well, in terms of the presentation. So again, we're working out of the 2 PDF books we have. The one that you're looking at now is a modified version. I'll explain that. But Wild Side of Life is the one. So we'll just. Oh, I didn't realize I had that done. So you can see what I've done with these songs is I've repurpose these so that you've less words in each line, and the lines are they're more you can get a larger font into each line. That solves one problem about visibility. It causes another problem in that I have to change the screen more often, but I'm trying to work on another solution which will certainly get there before we're all running around the streets never looking at the internet again. That's a fact. So let's enjoy this. Sorry.
Firstly, we've got Ray Byrne here. Hello, Ray. We've said hello to you. Dave Kelly and Nancy again from Nashville. Lovely, warm and sunny day in Nashville. Kathy is here from Ballybuffet, Kathy Anderson. Louis Brown from Suffolk. And we've got Paul Griffin and Ray McCarthy. Ray McCarthy.
So we're going to try Wild Side of Life up on the capo on the 3rd fret, and we haven't sung this with the words in this shape before, so we'll see how it goes anyway, but have some ideas around it. But I think the words will be good and big for us anyway. Well, you wouldn't read my letters if I wrote you. You asked me not to call you on the phone. Well, there's something I've been wanting to tell you, so I wrote it in the words of this song. I never knew God made honky-tonk angels. Oh, I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and went back to that wild side of life. The glamour of the gay nightlife has lured you to places where the wine and liquor flow. When you went to be someone else's baby and forgot the truest love you've ever known. I never knew God made honky-tonk angels. Oh, I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and went back to that wild side of life. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and you went back to that wild So I hope you like. That was a nice song, I think. So again, just trying to get you up to speed with what we're trying to achieve with the book. That's the typical width of text that you see on a page on songs that haven't yet been worked on or repurposed. And there's 500 songs just in this book, between the two books, 365 in this one. I've just managed to get. I was doing them one after the other, but I've decided to pick out some particular ones and just get on ahead and do them. See that there? So as I expand them, make them bigger, they run off the page there. So that's what we've been experimenting with. And I'm hopeful that the songs that we're going to sing in the omnibus edition, that I've adjusted all of those. And for example, where we were playing around with the Galway Girl, modifying the chords in the Town I Love So Well, and in Speed of the Sound of Loneliness, I've modified all those. So again, should be a bit easier than, let's say, the practice days in which we were doing them. So now,
hello, Michelle Coughlin, you're welcome again. Good to have you here with us, as it is to have everybody else who's here.
Right, so I want to thank Natalie for she just messaged me there today, say, "Hi Liam, you asked us to pick 5 songs telling our story, why we liked them. The songs I picked are Back Home in Derry, Grace, Black Velvet Band, Will You Go Lassie Go, and Oh Roisin Will. So thanks very much, Natalie, for showing the initiative to do this, and I hope others pick up on the idea. So she says, I've no certain story for each song. I love a lot of Irish songs because they all tell the Irish history and life. Music wasn't my cup of tea since I was 11, till I came to Ireland and heard all the lovely folk songs. Since then, my interest in music came back. Listening to the songs is like opening a door and being in another world, like being back in Ireland, which has become a second home for me. So I also asked that you might send some photographs of where you're from. So thanks again, Natalie, for being so engaging and participative, and essentially what's a community exercise between us all to increase and enhance social interaction and social or cohesion at this time of sort of endless incarceration, especially when the weather turns nice. Gorgeous country roads, I presume, in Meitheal. Lots of greenery in that picture. And again, a lovely, I'm not sure, I presume it's like a small
canal,
river.
Yeah.
A small river, hardly a canal, but certainly a small river anyway. And this is obviously, you have harsh winters, certainly in relation to that ice outside. I'm not sure if that's a water wheel. It looks like a water wheel. Looks like a beautiful water wheel. And that's like a
beautiful picture anyway.
It's like a Christmas card winter picture, Natalie. Again, the snow always looks lovely until you have to suffer it. Although my sense is a lot of time you get snow in Central Europe, at least it's dry snow and it's cold and dry, but you know what you're getting. So I'm just saying that's a wonderful, and of course here's so that I presume is the town of Meitheal. Nice to know, Natalie, how many people live there. It looks like it's a town of 5,000 to 6,000 people, perhaps. You're obviously overlooking it from the hills, lovely clear skies, etc. So, just in relation, what I'd say, and also just to say that Natalie had gone to the trouble of sending me chords for the German version of Where Are All the Flowers Gone, and I'm going to work that into the book as well. Sagt mir, wo die Blumen sind, wo sind sie geblieben? So we're going to work them in, Natalie, and I will do that now that we've started working on the books. That's wonderful. So now we have a first person who has picked up a set of 5 songs. We're going to pick up those songs, and during the week then, as we start on Monday, Meitheal leg them in. So we just say this is a song, a desert island disc for Natalie, and show the photographs. And again, Natalie, if you come up with any sense of those songs, or if other people would contribute to what they think of these songs, etc., that would be lovely. All right. So we're going to go to the. What do you think of that, Mary? Are we doing okay? Yeah. Hiya, Joe.
Okay. Hello, Maureen Diver and Ray Atchison again, and Nigel and Vivian, and we've got Joe Kane. Then we've got, good evening all from sunny Dublin on a special day for us as it is Vivian's birthday. So we do have a happy birthday tonight.
Good. So we'll kick that off at 8 o'clock. So make sure you get your candles ready. So Joe, again, what we got a chance here tonight. This is a chance to play over the songs we've been playing for the last 2 weeks. As it turns out, there's 11 songs there. We'll start with Fiddler's Green, just
Capo
because
on
it come
three.
up there. Capo in position 3, and as I say, the words I've repurposed these words in a PDF so that you can see the words bigger on the screen. We haven't played through these, so just apologies as we move from screen to screen. Have some idea of plan to try and move this onto a PC where I could use a scroller through the Adobe Acrobat package on a PC. We're just a bit of journey underway, but that's why I've put the effort into these things here at the moment.
So Bridge McLaughlin is with us again this evening from Cleggan, which is near Clifton. I think you're getting addicted, Bridge.
Anyway, I hope everybody joins in whatever, in the spirit of things, and enjoys them again. If you have been practicing these over the last while, let's see how we're getting on. So it's capo position 3, okay? As I walk by the dockside one evening so fair, to view the salt water and take the salt air, I heard an old fisherman singing this song. Won't you take me away, boys, my time is not long. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me how, shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mate. I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Now Fiddler's Green is a place I've heard tell, where fishermen go when they don't go to hell, where the skies are all clear and the dolphins do play, and the cold coast of Greenland is far, far away. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me how, shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mate, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green, where there's always a breeze and there's never a gale, and the fish jump aboard with a swish in their tail, and you lie at your leisure, there's nothing to do, and the captain's below making tea for the crew. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me how, shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. When you get to the dock and a long trip is through, there's pubs and there's clubs and there's lassies there too, and the girls are all pretty, the beer it is free, and the bottles of rum growing from every tree. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me how, shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mate, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green.
Now,
I don't want a harp nor a halo, not me. Just give me a breeze and a stiff rolling sea. I'll play me out squeeze box as we roll along, with the wind in me rigging, still singing this song. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me how, shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green.
okay. So we
Okay,
have Ed
so-
Egan here from Maryland. Welcome,
So
Ed.
welcome everybody
Welcome,
who's
Ed.
here this
Natalie,
evening,
you're
and
welcome.
so that's the first time I've played through those. We just really get that hot off the press, converted that into PDF and brought it over into my iPad earlier. But the beautiful thing about that you can see is one, bang, big text, lovely big clear text on the screen. And the second thing is, you can see I don't have to shoot up and down to catch repeated versions of the chorus. And they're all, there's nothing wrong with what's in the book originally. It's purpose for a physical book. If you think of this as one long continuous scroll, then it allows us to do different things. So, I mean, if I can move to a point of getting to a controlled auto scroll, I'd really be in heaven with this. So we're moving on to, again, this is like graduation. Oh, we'll have to do that. We'll do that afterwards. What do we call it, Mary? Have you got that pencil, man?
Pencil, okay. Where is that pencil? Okay.
Roses are red.
Day, roses are red.
Roses are red. We'll have to do roses are red. As part of our graduation ceremony here. So think of this like graduation from the first 2 weeks of learning songs. It's wonderful to think that you could get through 11 songs, spend 3 or 4 days on each of the songs, and maybe at the end of it come out and be able to perform them and play them and enjoy them.
So Anne-Marie Turk McGinley, you and your ukulele and your capo, you're welcome this evening. Hope you're playing along.
Play it in one. I'm going to play capo 1 on this one here.
Just 2.
Yeah, I mean, we played it in capo 2 before, and you'll notice that in playing in capo 1 it might be slightly lower. It might be lower for me. You could probably play it up, and you can generally play a song easy enough, half a tone up or half a tone down, or unless it's at your limit, it'll probably feel fine. So Paul Griffin, you have to tell us where you're living, Paul. You know that. And also, Paul Griffin, I know you're a lover of all sorts of music, so maybe get someone there to help you put together a list of 5 songs, Paul. Like I'm saying to everybody, like Natalie's being first out of the traps to do it. But it would give us over the next period of time, I think by nature of the diversity of people's interests, we would have all sorts of songs to uncover and discover. And we'll do that in alignment with practicing our 3 songs. So this is Fields of Gold. We're going to do Fields of Gold this time on in capo 1, position number 1, capo position 1. You'll remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in its jealous sky as we walked in fields of gold. So she took her lover to gaze a while upon the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? You can tell the sun in his jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly. There have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. See the west wind move like a lover so upon the fields of barley. Feel her body rise when you kiss her mouth among the fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down as you lie in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly. There have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left we'll walk in we'll walk in fields of gold. You'll remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. That's it.
That's it. When we
walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. Okay, again, just looking at that, the only question there is that those two words really look like widowed orphans, need to be pushed on to the next page. But they're minor difficulties. I'm really pleased with the way we're getting a lot of text on the screen. Again, I'd value your feedback in relation to it. I suppose the whole thing is if you can see the words that you're singing and can look ahead and see what's coming, that's not bad. So if I could find some way of scrolling at a speed like that there, that would be really nice. But anyway, that's part of the development. 500 songs, a lot of songs to repurpose, so it takes a bit of time. So we're going to move on to Nancy Spain.
Nancy, whoever is with us, named Nancy. It's for you.
I think, yeah.
Willie Pierce is here.
Yeah, but just take these in the sequence if Mary put them up there.
Yes,
Hiya, Willie. That we did. We just do them in no order.
Yes.
And we'll just see. Actually, because it ends up with the three that we've been practicing, or we started last night. Grace, Speed of Loneliness, and the Galway Shawl.
I put those there that way deliberately. I put them that way. Yeah.
So we'll work with Nancy Spain. So I hope you're enjoying singing and playing along, and I hope you like the idea of us putting aside a number of songs to practice. And so anything we do in the forthcoming period, funny, you know, and I don't know if in Ireland, obviously it doesn't apply necessarily in different countries, but in Ireland we had notification from the government last night. There is what's called a plan for exiting COVID now. Nothing actually starts really until May the 18th, so there's 17 more days or 16 more days of this particular
phase.
Lock-up phase or incarceration there. But on the other hand, if you read the stuff carefully, one of the absolute realizations is that the concept of spending a lot of time indoors and away from what we used to have as the old normal physically, like this is Saturday night, so a lot of people would be getting ready to go out for a meal, or if socialising, or if you're young you might be going out to clubs, or you might be visiting people, you might be going to the movies, but you would be mixing socially with other people, etc. So no matter what happens, that's something way in the future. So we hope that this experience, that we can develop this in alignment and make this an even more enjoyable experience. So we're moving on to
Natalie, you have not missed the Fields of Athenry. John Coyle is with us. Hello,
good evening, John.
Hope you're doing well out there. So Louis from Suffolk, send us some pictures of your village and whatever animals there are around there as well.
Well, again, I really want to encourage people to pick up on the idea of picking 5 songs out of the 500. And
yes.
This like none of this is an invitation rather than a demand. It's just as I said, this whole idea of the gamification of incarceration. Like if you were left in a big dark room for a year, and you were like a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat that's not there. How would you entertain yourself? That's what we've been put up with here at the moment.
So also, whilst you're sending the pictures of that place in Suffolk, you might also send us a list of 5 songs you would like. It makes it easier for us so that we know what kind of songs people like.
We put out the idea of, Natalie's taking it up and just say, I think by definition of who we are, that we look through the book and find, there's a song now we'd like to hear, and gives Mary and I a bit of an objective and target to work towards, but also for the various people who are coming along here, it sort of tells something about our interests, etc., and what we are and who we are and all the rest.
So Tracy is here from the States. Tracy is in South Dakota. Please let me know if I'm right or wrong, will you? Just say.
So we're playing Nancy Spain open, all right? Just looking with what you've got in front of you, right?
This is for Nancy and National, okay?
Of all the stars that ever shone, not one does twinkle like your pale little wine, like golden corn and harvest on your hair, all sailing in my boat. The wind gently blows and fills my sail. Your sweet scented breath is everywhere. Daylight peeping through the curtains of the past, and nighttime is your smile. The sun in the sky is like your laugh. Come back to me, my Nancy. Linger here for just a little while. Since you've left these shores, I've known no peace nor joy. No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. The portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone. Will you return again? Where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spain? On the day in spring when the snow starts to melt and streams to flow, oh, with the birds I'll sing the song. In the wild I'll wander down by Bluebell Grove where wildflowers grow, and I'll hope my lovely Nancy will return. No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. The portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone. If you'll return again, where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spain? Where's the ring I gave to Nancy Spain? Where's the ring I gave to Nancy Spain?
Hello, Marilee O'Donnell Cunningham from Harper's Ferry in West Virginia. You're welcome.
So that's the first 3 of the 11 songs I think that we've been looking at so far. I think they've gone okay, and I hope that I know Ray Burnham Cooley there has talked about playing along, and you know the chord changes becoming more fluidly and less onerously, and it seems to me as you relax more and just flow into the song and trust that if you miss a chord you'll pick up the next chord, things happen from there, you know.
So, okay, Marilee O'Donnell Cunningham says, Happy Sunday. You're as confused as we are, Marilee, because it's Saturday, isn't it? Suzanne Lawler is here from County Kildare. Hello. Tracy asked us, hello, would love to hear. What would you like to hear? Tracy, maybe you would make another comment and let us know.
What Tracy said here, I'd love to hear I'll Fly Away sometime. We played the Johnny Cash version at my grandpa Tracy's funeral. He was a tough Irish American who worked his way up from poverty to own his own business. He loved flying his little plane, miss him. So Tracy, we don't have that song,
No.
I'll Fly Away, but just to say that in the process of what we're doing, and in some way it was impacted on by this COVID crisis, we had started a process of developing a third book called The Ones That Went Under the Radar, ones that we wouldn't have known. So you might just link us a link to that song, Tracy, and we'll certainly have a look at it. As we're looking, like these books we put together, a lot of them are a compilation of songs we individually liked, songs that other people introduced us to, etc. So it's a mix and gathering of songs. The next song we're going to do in our list is Song for Ireland. So I just need to... So just to say to you, you may have a physical copy of this book, again, to remind everybody. what the physical copies of the book, the physical copies of the book, that's what they look like. And just to fill in, there was a couple of people connecting with Mary during the week asking, is it possible to get these books, or buy these books? I mean, the books between them weigh something like 3.5 kilo. And yes, we had a special print run for Christmas presents at the end of 2019, and we still have some of those left. I mean, the books, the pair of books cost €40, and then there's postage involved in that. But we have felt over the last period of time, this is really, like when post comes in here, we're wondering about whether we should actually touch it or not. So we often leave it there for a couple of days. So I'm not sure it's the thing to be doing. Like a physical book has its own magic associated with it, just the physical feel.
That's what Margaret Brown
and tactility.
Said. Margaret Brown says, I'm old-fashioned. I love the book.
Well, it's something to do with being old-fashioned. You may be old-fashioned, Margaret Brown may be old-fashioned, and you're entitled to do whatever you like. But you can be, you can be a dual-purpose person as well. It's not either or. None of this is either or. I mean, it's lovely. It's very good to be able to flip around this in an iPad. On the other hand, you can't take iPads in the same place. You can take these and open the book out and play around with it and use a pencil to write in it, etc. So what I would say to you, if you haven't got a copy of the hard copy book, please go on to join the Meitheal Ceol group there by pressing all the buttons and download the PDFs. We put the PDFs there so that people can avail of them and use them and enjoy them. But just the reason I introduced that is the page numbers you're now seeing in front of you are different necessarily than the PDF that you downloaded, simply because as I've expanded the songs, as we'll see, obviously it pushes them onto different page numbers. So just in case anybody is sharp enough to notice this, it's not a mistake, it's a necessary impact of the fact that we've narrowed, I'd say, the pipe, as I said, that the songs appear on.
Do you know
so we've a lot more words on the song.
Yeah, no, well, I'll tell you a little bit about the song then. So the song was written by an English singer-songwriter called Phil Colclough, and he and his wife June sang together. They lived in North Staffordshire in England, and they opened the first folk club in Stoke-on-Trent in 1960. So in 1960s, and they would have all sorts of interesting folk singers like Arlo Guthrie and so on. So they then moved to London in 1966, and they joined up there with a group. They were called the Critics Group, and this was led by Ewan MacColl and Peggy Seeger. So they left that group due to MacColl's authoritarian tendencies, and in 1970 they returned to Stoke-on-Trent, where they ran a folk music radio programme for BBC Radio Stoke. And by the way, the song was inspired by a trip it was inspired by a trip that they took to the Dingle Peninsula. So I thought that was interesting.
Okay, so again, we were practicing these for a number of days, so that's what this omnibus edition is to give us a chance to get through our homework, especially like our display of what we can do with these, and to reflect on whether we've improved or, whether you like these songs. How are you, Fergus? Just checking
you're
in.
welcome, yeah.
So Fergus, we're doing our rerun of what the songs we've been practicing over the last couple of weeks. We're on to Song for Ireland now. We're playing it open in C, as you can see it there, right? And again, the words hopefully be larger. Don't have to wind back to look at choruses and all the rest. So hopefully an improvement. Walking all the day near tall towers where falcons build their nests, whose silver wing they fly. They know the call of freedom in their breast. Saw black head against the sky with twisted rocks run down to the sea. summer sunsets as from home. I stood by your Atlantic sea, sang a song for Ireland, talking all the day with true friends who tried to make you stay, telling jokes and news, singing songs that pass the night away. Watch the Galway salmon run like silver dancing, darting in the sun, living on your western shore. Saw summer sunsets as from home. I stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland, drinking all the day in old pubs where fiddlers love to play. Someone touched the bow, he played a reel which seemed so grand and gay. Stood on Dingle Beach and cast in wild foam we found Atlantic bass, living on your western shore. Saw summer sunsets as from home. I stood by your Atlantic sea, sang a song for Ireland, dreaming in the night. I saw a land where no man had to fight, waking in your dawn. I saw you crying in the morning light, lying where the falcons fly. They twist and turn all in your air blue sky, living on your western shore. Saw summer sunsets as from home. I saw by your Atlantic sea, sang a song for Ireland. So I just see an error there, and I'd forgotten to put an extra chorus in at the bottom of that page, so need to adjust that.
Marilee said, I lost track of the days. Happy Saturday. Okay. It's easy to
So
do that
the
at the moment,
next one is
Marilee.
the Fields of Athenry. I know we're shooting along through these, but I hope people, get the handle of the Fields of Athenry, Steph Fields of Athenry. So we got, again, the way to use the book, as I repeat, as a soft copy, is just, even as a hard copy, you just batter through the pages on an A to Z, and there you get it. So again, this is another of the ones that I'd compressed and, expanded vertically and compressed horizontally. Yeah, so we could fit more words in a page and enjoy them. Just there's a little more movement, but I don't have to, except for where I have mistakenly not put in an extra chorus. So it means a work in progress. So as the fella said, iterative improvement, Kaizen, like the Japanese. So we're playing the Fields of Athenry. Do we know if this is open or?
The Fields of Athenry. Let's just see.
I think it is good.
I think it's open.
Well, no, it's not open.
No, okay.
I think it sounds like it might be on 3. Let's see. By a lonely prison wall. So we play this in capo position 3. It should be written up in our book, but
see, is it written in it?
unfortunately,
Field, F-E-F-I.
it's in 3/6/3.
So we have it here as a 0, no capo, but anyway.
Try 3.
3, okay, let's get it on 3 then.
By
Wait a minute,
lonely-
I haven't got it on yet. Okay.
By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling, Michael, they have taken you away. raced all through valiant's corn, so our young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Oh, low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small flea birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry, by lonely prison wall I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown I rebelled, they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Oh, low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small flea birds fly. Oh, our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry, by a lonely harbour wall she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. Should she live and hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay? It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Oh, low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small flea birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the field of Athenry.
Tracy?
Yeah, so again, my appreciation of this, the fact that I don't have to scroll up and down to find chords, I think is very good. I think the size of the text on the screen is excellent. There's a little bit of, obviously, the same issue, just having to move up and down the songs is always a problem, but that's just part of the limitations of the technology that's available to us. What you're looking at is you're looking at a screen capture of my iPad through a live stream, which I'm live streaming through a gamer's app. So, you know, I think I keep looking for better ways of doing this. And, you know, the whole idea, look, there's a lot of songs, as you can see, if you're looking Sweet Thames, Flow Softly, Sweet Caroline, Tapestry, Teacher, Children, 10 Guitars, lots of songs ahead of us, guys. So when we pack these songs away now, we'll put them up on the shelf for a while, and we'll have reason then to look at new songs. So just
Tracy
explain.
says, that was beautiful, she loved that song.
Okay, Tracy, that's super. So the song we're going to sing now, we have been practicing for a number of days, the Galway Girl, and we had it, it's in the original book in the key of D, and we were looking at the idea of being able to play while changing the chords in real time, one full tone down and playing them in the key of C by replacing every chord within the brackets with the previous letter in the musical alphabet, that going from A to G. So D became a C, a G became an F. So in accordance with this, what I was doing today, I simply redid that song again with the chords in C. So we're just going to play these as we see them in front of us now. So hopefully playing them in the why did I play it in C rather than D? Simply because it was more fluid for our voices to be able to do it like that. So this is the Steve Earle song.
Okay.
Well, I took a stroll on an old long walk on a day. I met a little girl asked you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. I knew right then I'd be taking a twirl round the Salt Hill prom with a Galway girl. We were halfway there and the rain came down on a day. She asked me up to her flat downtown on a soft fine day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then I'd be taking a twirl round the Salt Hill prom with a Galway girl. Oh, when I woke up I was all alone on a day with a broken heart and a ticket home on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause your hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then I'd be taking a whirl round the Salt Hill prom with a Galway girl. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then I'd be taking a twirl round the Salt Hill prom with a Galway girl.
Marion, I think he was writing about you.
So I hope that worked better. I know during the week we were doing that. Might have been a bit challenging to try and adjust chords to what's not in front of you and trying to imagine them and maybe write them in a pencil, etc. But I hope it extends us all a little bit. I certainly, that was the first time I played that with the chords written out in front of me, and it was a lot more relaxing doing that, which was nice.
Another Galway song?
So the next song is the Galway Shawl. So we'll look for that. So the Galway Shawl is one of the 3 songs that we're in the process of looking at the moment. So I think this will be the second or third night that third night I think it's the third night we'll be doing these. So again, we'll do them again tomorrow night and then we'll finish off. And on Monday we're going to start off with a brand new set of songs.
So whilst you're looking for that, the Galway Shawl is about a love story in the west of Ireland in the town of Oranmore, which is outside of Galway. And this guy, he sees this girl and she has a beautiful bonnet with ribbons on it and a shawl around her shoulders. So anyway, she takes him home to her father's house where he proceeded to play some reels and she sang along. And then she was really, really sad. She was full of joy. But then in the morning she was very sad when he said he left. He had to head home to Donegal. So there you are. That was the end of that.
Lots of verses and choruses, lots of opportunity to get into the swing of this song. I mean, that's probably, for me, if there is the nice part of the song, it is that sort of nice lilt that's in it. So hopefully we can capture a bit of the sense of the song. In Oranmore, in the county Galway, one pleasant evening in the month of May. That's this month.
Yeah.
I spied a damsel, she was young and handsome, her beauty fairly took my breath away. She wore no jewels, nor costly diamonds, no paint or powder, oh none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulder was the Galway Shawl. We kept on walking, she kept on talking, till her father's cottage came into view. Says she, come in, sir, and meet my father. the Galway Shawl. She sat me down beside the fire. I could see her father. He was 6 feet tall, and soon her mother, and the kettle singing. All I could think of was the Galway Shawl. She wore no jewels, nor costly diamonds, no paint or powder, oh, none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulder was the Galway Shawl. I played the blackbird and the stacks of barley, Rodney's glory and the foggy dew. She sang each note like an Irish linnet, while the tears flowed down from her eyes so blue. She wore no jewels or costly diamonds, no paint nor powder, oh, none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and found her shoulder was the Galway Shawl. 'Twas early, early in the morning when I hit the road for old Donegal. She said goodbye, sir. She cried and kissed me, and my heart remained with both the Galway Shawl. She wore no jewels nor costly diamonds, no paint or powder, no, none at all. For she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulder was the Galway Shawl, and round her shoulder was the Galway Shawl.
For anybody from Galway, okay. Nolene is
How are
here.
you, Nolene?
Hello, Nolene.
And, so again, Nolene, we're running through the set of songs that we've been practicing for the last 2 weeks now. We've got 11 songs under our belt, which is nice to be able to do it. So we've come to the 8 o'clock. This is birthday time.
Birthday.
So we just get our birthday song here. Right
Vivian.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are, yeah.
So Nigel
So-
asked us to sing the song for his wife Vivian. It's her birthday today.
Very good.
We're very happy to sing the song for you, Vivian.
So again, a nice idea that, isn't it nice during all these points of incarceration? We saw on the news here in Ireland last night a 90-year-old woman from Blackrock outside of Dundalk, where I originally hail from, on the east coast of Ireland, and she maybe had 17 great-grandchildren or something like that, 90 years of age. But so they organised a bit of a disco dancing for her in the garden, and she was out, and they used it as a fundraising exercise for some of the people working at the coalface of COVID. But it was wonderful, exciting, and just very pleasant. Again, an organic community organised activity, and the woman was saying how pleased she was, and you know how she misses the grandchildren coming in and out of the grandchildren were talking. They were saying how she's she knows everything, and she's the one who sews it all together, etc. So lovely idea of a birthday, and everything. So anyway, this
Before we
is
sing
for
happy
Vivian.
birthday, I'd like to say hello to Maureen Campbell Dunzuzo. Maureen, you might tell us where you're from and if there's a song you'd like us to play for you.
So we're delighted, Maureen, again, what you've joined in with is a daily online sing-song. It's very much a sing-song. That's why the words you see are up there for us all to sing along. So we're singing along for Vivian, who's
Dublin 13.
in Dublin in Ireland, and whose birthday it is today. So let's go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Vivian. Happy birthday to you.
In Ireland.
Geburtstag viel Glück, zum Geburtstag viel Glück, zum Geburtstag liebe Vivian, zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
Now in French.
Joyeux anniversaire, joyeux anniversaire, joyeux anniversaire Vivian, joyeux anniversary. So I'm just thinking there as we're singing that song, we now perform at so many birthday parties that me being a diabetic, I would have such a ball with all your cakes. Imagine if you had to cut a slice of cake for us, a big slice each. Every day, we wouldn't have to go anywhere. We would have just cakes every day.
Do you know what I was hoping for yesterday? In the post, I thought for sure it was going to arrive, was my sister Angela's most beautiful fruitcake. So it didn't arrive and she didn't send it.
But she got pictures of it this morning.
Suzanne, maybe you tell your mother to send me two slices of her lovely cake.
We get virtual cake sent to us. So anyway, that's what it is at this
Nancy
time.
has a little message here from Nashville. She says the home where Chuck's mother lives, Chuck is Nancy's husband, has a 170-year-old man who recovered from COVID-19 this week.
117?
107.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking.
A 107-year-old man.
Wonderful, yeah. So I suppose with all of the things, the tragic and bad news we've been having for months, and it's really unrelenting.
Yeah.
If you wanted bad news followed by more bad news, just watch the news every night. So we don't watch the news at all.
Sheila Martin.
But it's lovely to hear.
Sheila and Martin. I remember as a child listening to Maggie Barry singing the Galway Shawl, and she had such a the Galway Shawl. She had such a powerful voice. Sheila, will you tell us where you were calling from?
Maggie Barry.
Maggie Barry, yeah.
How are you, Maggie? How is it going? What do you call it? Is it Dirty Maggie? Is it? Or no? What is it? The play? What's the Drowsy Maggie is a traditional tune, or is it Big Maggie? There's a play, a famous play. Big Maggie, is it?
Maggie. So Sheila, let us know where you're from. Are you from Galway? If you are, we could have sung one of the Galway songs for you.
The Town I Love So Well is the one we're doing at the moment. And just to say again, this was one of our learning songs, say, a week ago. You're welcome, Nigel, and great to be able to sing. So again, if anybody has a birthday or a friend has a birthday or the song that we can sing in celebration of people, that's great. So we had originally got the Town I Love So Well in the key of G, which was high for Mary and I to be playing. So I've repurposed that song in another version. Again, I've inculcated this into the book in somewhere here, key of D. So we're playing this with the chords of the key of D, and we're playing them in a capo position, 2 up, okay? I think we're playing 2 on this one, all right?
Little Vicina.
So capo position 2, beautiful song. Again, we've been practicing for a number of days, haven't done it then for a while, so we're getting a chance to run them all up, all 11 songs, the 8 that we have sort of put on this. We're going to put them on the shelf after tonight for a while and go off and explore other songs. So let's give it our best, okay? In my memory, I will always see the town that I have loved so well, where our schools played ball by the grassy yard wall, jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways. In the town I loved so well. In the early morning, the shirt, the factory horn brought the women from Craig and the moor and the pub, while the men on the dole played a mother's role, fed the children and then walked the dog. But when times got rough, there was just about enough, and they saw it through without complaining. For deep inside was a burning pride in the town I loved so well. There was music there in the dairy air, like a language that we could all understand. I remember the day when I earned my first pay, and I played in a small pickup band. There I spent my youth, and to tell you the truth, I was sad to leave it all behind me. There I learned about life, and I found a way in the town I loved so well. But when I returned, how the eyes were burned to see how a town could be brought to its knees by the armored cars and the bombed out bars and the gas that hangs on to every tree. Now the army's installed by the old gas yard wall, and the damned barbed wire gets higher and higher. With their tanks and their guns, oh my God, what have they done to the town I loved so well? But when now the music's gone, yet they carry on, for their spirit's been bruised, never broken. No, they'll not forget, but their hearts are set on tomorrow and peace once again. For what's done is done, and what's won is won, and what's lost is lost and gone forever. I can only pray for a bright brand new day, for the town I love so well. Oh dear.
So that was us, and I am from
Belmullet.
Belmullet in County Mayo.
Ah.
It's Mayo Day today. Up Mayo. Maggie Barry lived with us when I was a child.
Well, we're going to sing a Mayo
in a music
song.
house. We have a lovely house. Take Me Home to Mayo. How about that?
We'll sing that. Well, when
Yeah.
we're finished. Well, we'll have to
When
move
we
along
finish
with
these songs, I was a child in a music house in London. I'm
Jug
based
of
in
Punch.
Manchester currently. Okay.
So So we'll shift along.
Thank you for that, Sheila. We will take me home to Mayo.
The Jug of Punch.
Oh.
So actually the Jug of Punch was, no, it's Jug of Punch, is it?
Big Maggie, says Fergus Toohey. Dave Kelly, just taking the brown bread out of the oven, be thinking of you when I'm eating it. I could do with a bit of brown bread right now.
Jug of Punch or Dead Jug of Punch, what is it?
The Jug of Punch, I believe it's the Jug of Punch.
So again, some of the songs, just to say to you that some of the songs, oh jeez, IJ, there's something wrong here. So I'm trying to find out whether it's Dead Jug of Punch or Jug of Punch.
Let me look here. Okay. Maybe it's Jug of Punch. So that's
Dum 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 dum.
It probably is in the second book, all right, I think. Maybe.
Sorry? Oh, it's in the wrong. We're looking at the wrong book, of course.
We are.
Sorry, that might help.
It's
So
book
there's
two,
two books,
book two.
guys. So Mary's.
Book 2.
Right. So
And
we
I
have to
did
go.
write it there that it's in that book.
Dum 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 dum. So it's Dead Jug of Punch. So again, there are two books, two different PDFs. So just to say that we have to switch from one to the other. We haven't remotely started trying to get this one in shape, but so these are, you can see they have smaller text as I can't spread it out that much. But anyway, what are we doing this?
So we are doing, just put that the right way around for me. I can't see, it's gone all funny. We're doing this in, it doesn't the Jug of Punch to be right, anything like Jug of Punch.
So we just want to see what this is.
The Jug of Punch is 175.
Right.
Just one little moment, people, be patient with us. We don't have anything on it there.
One pleasant. One pleasant evening in the month of June. So we're playing it open. One pleasant evening in the month of June, as I lay sleeping in my room, a small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was a jug of punch. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. Small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was a jug of punch. What more diversion can a man desire to be seated by a snug coal fire? Upon his knee now a pretty wench, and on the table a jug of punch. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. A small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the jug of punch.
What?
If I were sick and very bad, was not able to go or stand, I would not think it all to miss a pledge. Oh, me shoes for a jug of punch. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. The small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. Let the doctors come, and with all their art, they'll make no impression upon my heart. Even the cripple forgets his hunch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. A small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. When I am dead and in my grave, no costly tombstone will I have. Just lay me down by my native peak, with a jug of punch at my head and feet. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, pencil a minute.
Pencil.
It's on the ground there. Yeah. Okay, so that was Jug of Punch, and so we're now moved on to the last three songs. Just Jug Punch, back to.
Hello, Peggy from Pittsburgh. How are you today? You should send us some nice pictures and 5 songs that you would like us to sing, please. Thank you.
So, sorry, just to set out what we're looking to try and do. We're looking to try and create a slot here that in people who are participating could treat it like what we call a desert island disc opportunity. So to look at of the book, now they're only in the 500 songs that we have, they're the only ones we can support in terms of putting chords etc. up on it. But that you might pick out 5 songs. So, you know, I was laughing last night, joking last night when I was saying the 5 songs you'd like played at your funeral. But whether it's your funeral on your birthday, or your marriage, or your divorce, or whatever you're into, just 5 songs that capture maybe your life's experience in some way, or that you like, or you've something to say about them. Send us maybe a couple of photographs, we'll include them. So Natalie, writer from Machete near Dortmund, has sent us some, so we're going to kick off with them on Monday, but you know, encouraging people to join in the experience of the thing. It just makes the shared experience a lot more exciting and interesting and whatever, you know. So and you know, there's a whole range of songs from, as you can see as I'm shooting through these here, endless ones. So we're singing it in what, Mary?
4, capo 4 and C.
Okay, so again there are 2 versions. So we're going to be capo 4 in C on. So this is that beautiful song Grace, right? So at any time, like, you just maybe message the songs and suggestions and photographs to either Mary on Facebook or me or the Meitheal Ceol page or whatever it is, but get them to us anyway, see how it goes. As we gather, so we're capo in position 3.
3.
As we gather
Did I not say
the chapel, sorry, 4.
I think I said 4.
Sorry, okay, capo position 4, sorry about that, with the chords as we see in front of us. As we gather in the chapel here in Old Gilmainham jail, I think about these past few weeks, oh how they say they failed. From our school days they have told us we must learn for liberty, yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, my love for this dear land. When Corey called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed, to him I had to go. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn as I walk out, my thoughts thoughts will be of you, and I write some words upon the wall so everyone will know I love so much that I could see her blood upon the rose. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out of town and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Lovely.
Terry Griffin is here.
So we've one more song. Yeah, only one more song that we have to do to get through. So that was a lot. I mean, it's amazing how many, how much we built up. I mean, this is a set of songs that we together have been playing for the last 2 weeks. Now, not all, basically playing a song for 3 or 4 nights in a row and learning them off, learning to play them, hopefully learning the pronunciation and the phrasing, etc. Yeah, look, at this isn't the Cork Opera you're listening to, the Dublin Opera.
Only one
So,
more.
so the song we're now singing is The Speed of the Sound of Loneliness. So that was one of the ones we've been doing more recently.
Yes.
Oh dear. So it's called Speed of Sound of Loneliness.
Speed
it
of,
doesn't have.
speed of
Sometimes there are issues around whether there's a depth before it or not. Now again, last night, if you remember, we had this song originally in the book, in the PDF. It's there in the key of G, which was somewhat too high. So I've readjusted these now to be with the chords from the key of D, and we're going to play it in the capo 1. Okay, we were playing it in 2, but I've just played it earlier, and I think capo 1 works quite nicely as well. So again, look, you can really, the whole idea of this exercise here from the very start has been to encourage people to practice to play, to enjoy, to distract yourself, to arm yourself with I suppose the best non-invasive, non-pharmaceutical intervention you can put into your soul, I believe, is singing. Maybe reading poetry, but certainly singing together and singing out loud does wonders for your chest and everything else. So Dave Kelly loves the song, so do I, Dave. I remember originally hearing it from Nancy Griffith, and I know we were driving around Donegal here many moons ago, driving up and down the hills over by Ranafirsta here, while we were playing this song in the car. So I have memories of that lovely song.
Hello, Terry Griffith.
So we're playing in capo position 1 with the chords you see in front of you. You come on late and you come on early. You come on big when you're feeling small. You come on straight and you come on curly. Sometimes you don't come home at all. So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Well, I got a heart that burns with a fever, and I got a worried and a jealous mind. I can't love that lasts forever, get left so far behind. So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Oh, it's a mighty mean and a dreadful sorrow that crossed the evil line today. How can you ask a in the world's come over you? What in name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run.
That's it. Lovely.
Now hopefully you'll have recognised an error there in the songs where in the chorus, third last line there, the letter F speed, isn't it? Sound.
Of the sound.
So these are errors that have emerged. That's a missing O and that of there, and it's repeated in every chorus because I cut and pasted these.
So
So
Terry,
you probably
we're
it just
trying-
probably isn't. I don't have the problem, and yeah, I didn't have the problem in the original one which I modified. So I need to modify those all afterwards. So the song, I'm just mindful of the time moving along. So we had said we would sing a song called
Take Me Home to Mayo.
Take Me Home to Mayo, and I think it's in our second book. What is it?
Take Me Home
It's
to
not
Mayo.
The Ballad of Meitheal Ceol
sorry,
is the
yeah.
name of the song. I remember us singing this song in Mayo last year. I think it's probably not open, I'm not sure. So
For Sheila.
we were down in Mayo driving around in a motorhome all around. We didn't go as far as Belmullet, but we had all around the north coast, and then we down into Ballina, and it was beautiful. But it was late last August, I think it might. No, it was middle of August, I think, last year, and. Actually what struck me there, we spent a long number of hours without meeting anybody at all, so it was very irgult, as the man would say, irgult, desolate. Well, the word desolate isn't fine because isn't apt, because it was beautiful. We stayed down at a little shore. Where was it? Sheep's was right out in the coast. Can't remember, a little shore right down by a little pier somewhere. It was lovely even. So we're going to play this song, the beautiful song, the Meitheal Ceol.
We have been down on the Belmullet on that peninsula before. Now, would you call it Black Sod Bay down there? We've been there before in the motorhome.
By local young fellas in Belmullet. They had loads of eggs. Now they weren't short of eggs as they are nowadays. Wouldn't be throwing eggs out now.
No.
Anyway, this is capo position 2 in. And we'll sing this song today for all those the sad loss of the pilots from the Navy, or the rescue helicopter that went down off Black Sod Bay in Mayo 2 years ago now. It's hard to believe that a rescue helicopter in this weather day and age would go down because of mapping deficiencies on the mapping system they had, which hadn't included an outcrop of land, which apparently caused a problem. And I'm not sure that all of the bodies have ever been recovered. But what it did show actually is the incredible community spirit down there, where people from the coastal services around the country all rushed to the area to do the coastal searches, and the locals all provided sustenance and accommodation, everything for people. So a wonderful reflection on sea communities. Okay, so it's capo position 2. Take me home to Mayo, back across the sea. Take me home to Mayo, Meitheal to break the chain. I took the boat to England, preferred to fight or die. Far away from Mayo, beneath the western sky, my body cold and hungry, in Parkhurst jail I lie. In my fight for freedom, on hunger strike I'll die. I have one last request to make, I hope you won't deny. Take my body home to Mayo, beneath the western sky. Take me home to Mayo, across the briny sea. Take me home to Mayo, where once I ran so free. Take me home to Mayo, and to let my body lie. Home in Mayo, beneath the western sky. So I hope you like that. Who was it there from Mayo who was looking? Sheila Martin. So
That's
I hope you
right.
like that song. I heard somebody say as a joke that one thing is certain, Mayo won't win this year's All-Ireland. But then I heard Leo Varadkar say last night that we might have an All-Ireland yet. Now imagine, I just don't think it's a runner that... just imagine, like we were just talking today about the loss to people of being able to, one, participate in sports, and particularly contact sports, but even more so being able to watch these. So whether you like Gaelic football or soccer or hurling or rugby, or bowling or tennis or golf or whatever it is, the whole world is now bereft. So Saturday night for me would be, I'd always be interested in the Premiership League football results and looking into watching Match of the Day later on. And all of a sudden, that's all meaningless stuff now. And the objective and the thought of replacing this with football played with no fans and behind closed doors, I actually think it'd probably be better fun to learn how to play virtual football on an Xbox or something like that. So,
Well, I miss football as well, or soccer rather, and of course Liverpool is my team, so you know.
So Sheila, you just said that
Yeah.
thanks for singing this song for Rescue 116. So Rescue 116 was the identity of the helicopter involved, and it says 2 of the crew have been recovered, but 2
Should never
still
be
out there, not forgotten. Actually, another thing we're going to do as part of the idea of these SingSongs we're certainly next week, I think we'll pick a night where we'll lay out all the songs we have about sea tragedies, you know. Actually, a bit like most wars are about enmity between tribes or nations, and there's always someone to hate. But and I've always thought about this COVID virus is that you can't hate the virus. You know, we're all victims of the same virus, and that virus has no interest in colour, creed, sex, gender, identity, politics, any of that shit. Like, it's not interested, it just takes people out. But similarly, the sea. So I've always thought that the sea songs and tragedies are just about tragedy. There's no sense that there's bad guys involved. And so we have a number of beautiful songs off the top of my head. There's
4-10, I'll go.
Well, we've 3 scoring 10, and Mary's thrown in an extra score there,
fine.
just for the
Sorry about
for
that.
the unaccounted for
there was only
bodies.
3 score. You didn't even know you didn't remember what the song was until you started saying 4-10.
Yeah, well, that was just a tip.
That was a prompt.
And then we have
it was a test to see
the Aaronmore Lifeboat song.
Yeah, I'll go.
Then we have the Ferryman, and then the Shoals of Herring is
and we've
another
got the
song.
Connemara Cradle song.
So any song that we have a bit of a sea.
There are
we'll have a go with them.
Well. Paul Flaherty, great night. Natalie Brett, she's just still here. Who's here? Sheila, Bridget McLaughlin in Cleggan. There was a very bad disaster in Cleggan. I'm not sure what year it was, Bridget, and there's probably a song about that too. Marilee is.
So as we leave you on the 2nd of May, delighted for anybody who came along and joined us for a period or a time or a while. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and so we're here every evening for our sins. We come along, and you know, one thing just to say, we sang all the songs we've been singing for the last couple of weeks. For me, I feel a lot more comfortable at singing the songs. With just one song that I felt was the Jug of Punch. I felt was a tone too high, so I'm actually going to rewrite that song just after this in a more appropriate one. So I'm delighted, but especially that last one, Speed of Sound, Loneliness, Town I Love So Well. My sense of being able to deliver those songs improved enormously through this bit of practice. So I hope some of you people has gained something as well out of it.
Natalie's doing very well in her capo. She's
So again, I'd encourage you, find an instrument, play it, have a go.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, you can get along. You paid for the instrument very rapidly, and you'll enjoy it for the rest of your life. So good luck, guys, everybody who's been with us for a while. We'll leave you with, again,
Parting Glass.
Right, Capo 4.
Yeah.
Of all the money that e'er I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I did, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of a wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in the town that sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had did wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all.
So thank you very much for being with us again tonight. We've enjoyed your company. I hope you'll come back often, and
so I hope you've enjoyed it. And most important, this was an omnibus edition. We said to review the idea that we put into place to practice some songs and learn them. I hope you've enjoyed them. And again, the other advantage of this type of thing, you can save this video on Facebook if you want, and you can go back then and use this as a practice session at any time and just play all those songs again. So I mean, because you've got the chords and the words on top, I'm really pleased at the way the chords have come along in terms of the presentation. So every time you make a slight improvement, it increases the I suppose the effectiveness of all of this. And Mary and I think are learning all the time.
Yeah,
so
we
it's
are,
good.
and it's very special for us that you are here with us, because you are the important people and you keep it going for us. If you're here, we're going to be here. If you're there, we're going to be here.
So how are you, Sam? Sam, you never came yesterday to sing happy birthday to Mary. You'll have to send some.
He did send me.
Did he? Let's send some brioche or something from France, Sam, to make up for it.
Thank you all for your good wishes for my birthday. Somebody said today, I hope you got a nice cake. Anyway, The only cake
So you
I
got fish and chips, guys.
The
And
only,
that was
the
real.
only
Well, it was
cake,
real
the
nice.
only cake I got
Was your fish and chips nice?
Yeah, it was lovely, but it was nice what you got today too. So, did you like what you got today?
I see that.
I said.
Like going to
He has to
Aldi.
keep
I
asking.
want one as well.
He has asked.
Look,
Yeah.
good night, folks.
No, I want to say something before
Sorry,
they go.
good night.
So the only cake I got was a virtual kind of cake from somebody in the States. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, guys, look it again. Thanks, and look, I'll see you another night tomorrow night. More songs, and again next week. We'll be doing a couple of new things. We'll be working with the idea of the Desert Island Disc. We'll be starting off with Natalie and her selection of 5 songs and some photographs to talk about that. And we'll have our learning songs, and we'll have new learning songs starting on Monday. So lots to look forward to. Okay,
Patricia
folks.
Prentice there as well.
Hi, Tricia. I know you're, and again, Patricia Brent doing wonderful work running her online ukulele jam stuff as well. So lots of good stuff going on. See you, folks.
Okay, good night. God bless.